Good afternoon, families. Welcome to Training Thursdays. My name is Dr. Kyle. We are coming to you live from the Michigan Family Wellness Clinic, and I just want to welcome you guys to our weekly webinars here. Everyone, this is the time every week where you guys can bring your questions, bring your comments, bring your concerns about anything that's going on in your life, whether you're joining us live or whether you're joining us here on the replay. I want to welcome you guys to Training Thursdays. I like to bring you a relevant topic that we've seen clinically here in practice so that you guys can leverage that information, leverage that value for your lives, for your individual lives, for your family's life, and just elevate your entire life per moment experience. I want to welcome you guys. If you're joining us here live, go ahead. Post your comments below. Give us a thumbs up on the video here. Let us know you're here. And if you guys have any relevant questions, any questions at all, go ahead and post those in the comments. That'll allow me to speak to those directly. I budget a good 30 minutes here every week just to check in with you guys to see if we can help you guys achieve more life per moment, a better functional health, wellness, all of that through artful chiropractic adjustments and lifestyle nutritional medicine. The thing I wanted to bring to you guys today, the thing I wanted to bring you to your attention today has to do with training our brain, okay? So it's very important. I talk to my patients about training their physical body, okay? I really advocate for strength training in that respect. Now, again, I'm a chiropractor. I'm not going to coach someone through an exercise program or a routine. I have people that I refer to for that. However, spinal chiropractic adjustments are a form of motion, okay? So not only are we improving the communication between the brain and the spinal cord, all right, but we also have to have those signals of actually moving our muscles, actually moving our tissues so that we can increase our metabolism, release weight, and have better neurotransmitter function. That being said, that's our discussion for today is the neurotransmitters, how to really improve our cognitive levels, how to improve our memory, how to improve our brain function, all right? So again, these are all based on real cases and real things that I've seen clinically here in practice, especially over the last week. So I want to go through a couple different things this morning. And again, guys, if you have any questions, lob them out there, let me know, and we can definitely speak to those. So you guys have heard of neurotransmitters before, I would assume. Okay, you've heard of serotonin, you've heard of dopamine, you've heard of GABA, which is the short or the long name for gamma aminobutyric acid, so GABA, all right? And then you've also heard of perhaps acetylcholine, okay? So that's what I want to tell you about this morning or this afternoon is acetylcholine, all right? And the uniqueness of acetylcholine and how we can leverage the biochemical principles of acetylcholine not only to improve our brain health, our memory, our cognitive function, but also our gut health. Because here's the thing, this also goes with muscular health. There are acetylcholine receptors everywhere in the body, okay? Unlike serotonin and dopamine and GABA, okay, there's not necessarily receptors all around our body for those specific neurotransmitters, okay, which gets into a point that I'll talk about later called homotrophic modulation. So again, guys, if you have any questions about this, we got some people live with us. Lob those questions into the comments below. Let me know if you have any questions that we can speak to. But as I start to share my screen here, have you guys heard of this concept called neuroplasticity, okay? In the same way that if we don't use our skeletal muscles, okay, we have to exercise and work those muscles or else they'll atrophy, right? The saying goes, if you don't use it, you'll lose it, okay? It's a very similar process with neuroplasticity, okay? If we don't exercise certain neural pathways, then there's no signaling for the development of those neural pathways, okay? Thanks for the thumbs up, guys. Really appreciate it. So plasticity cannot happen without with supplements alone. That's one of Dr. Karazian's big points, okay? So yes, we're going to talk about some practical applications with some lifestyle nutritional medicine here, which can really help. But his point with plasticity or that neural change, that it can't happen on its own, okay? You do actually need to do exercises with your brain. So whether that's Sudoku, whether that's a word search, whether that's reading a book, I love to just put down the phone and unplug from all of the screens, which is ironic because I'm on a Facebook Live right now with a webinar. All right, but the calm of a printed page is so good for your brain and establishing those fundamental neural pathways for really good cognitive health, okay? This whole concept, I wish I could play this video for you guys. This is under an electron microscope that shows how neurons can connect through a concept called mitochondrial biogenesis, okay? So this is really cool, guys, because not only can we support people with these functional neurology exercises, but we can also combine the exercises with the lifestyle nutritional medicine, and then, of course, the chiropractic adjustments to really leverage and hack this biochemistry to get really good results for the patient, all right? So I wanted to jump into a quick discussion between the differences of what we have with serotonin, dopamine, and GABA, and on the other end of that, acetylcholine, all right? So think of these as, 4 different foundational neurotransmitters, right? Now, here's the main differences. Have you heard of SSRIs? Have you heard of benzodiazepines, D2 blockers, all of these pharmaceutical medications? You probably have, all right? And it's not that I'm anti-drug, it's that I'm anti-long-term dependence upon those drugs, especially, you guys, I got new patients coming in the past few weeks here, and it's like they're in their 20s, they're in their early 30s, and they're already on some of these brain cognitive medications, and it's as if their long-term plan is just to stay on those for the rest of their life, okay? So don't hear me wrong. We need the medications at a specific time, at a specific level, to really improve our functioning. But then, hey, let's talk about the long-term plan, because we know from the research, we know from the literature that the longer someone's on an SSRI, it really hacks their brain. It really messes things up long-term, okay? So that's where I really try to help people and show people we can actually help not only the synthesis of the neurotransmitter, but also its uptake into that neuronal synapse with nutritional methods, with natural methods that don't have the same dependence that you get from that SSRI, okay? Just as an example, all right? So here's the thing. With serotonin, with dopamine, with GABA, you exhibit behaviors that are similar to sensitization, okay? So that's the dependence upon the SSRI, okay, or the pharmaceutical medication that person is currently taking, okay? So again, the long-term use creates dependence because those receptors get sensitized, okay? It's as if they keep wanting more or they keep wanting less. It all gets out of balance. Think of it as a similar concept to type 2 onset adult diabetes, okay? Insulin sensitivity, okay? That's with a hormone called insulin, all right? That's with the endocrine system. Think of this in the neurotransmitter model as a sensitization to serotonin, dopamine, and GABA, okay? So here's the cool thing about acetylcholine. Let's go back to our share screen here. All right, so we're going to go down a couple slides here. And once we get to this one down here, all right. So this is called homotrophic modulation, all right? We know this from the literature, all right? Again, like with all the transmitters we talked about, they get sensitized, all right? Acetylcholine is unique in that it does not display that same sensitization to support, nutritional support, if you will, okay? So that's why solutions that involve, this is one right here, the acetyl-CH active. I also have it. Let's see if we can do this. I also have it right here as something that we do provide in the office. This is acetyl-CH active. This is just a capsule that I'll give patients to help with their memory, to help with their cognition. If they're forgetting things, a great test is to say, if someone goes to the mall, can they remember how they got there? If someone is walking around the mall, can they remember how they got to that specific location in the mall? Especially if the mall is very large, okay, with spatial proprioception there. All right, so the main ingredient that I want to highlight here for you guys is huperzine, okay? Huperzine comes from a moss, and that helps to increase vagal tone by enhancing acetylcholine receptor function, okay? So you guys, vagal tone is a major, major deal with our stress response, and so the thing is with vagal tone, there are so many receptors for acetylcholine with the vagus nerve, okay? So that's why supporting acetylcholine function is so important when you talk about early onset cognitive decline and how it's very safe, okay? So that's the other thing. You're not going to become dependent upon this, okay? This huperzine, the other cofactors in here, there's some pantothenic acid, there's some really good acetyl L-carnitine, okay, all of these precursors, that's really going to help sustain on a functional level, and you're not going to become sensitized to it. You're not going to develop a dependency upon it, if that makes sense, okay? Now, that's one solution in terms of if someone wants more of a long-term solution, they want a more functional solution. These are capsules right here in the acetyl CH active. So that's a really great solution. Now, I have another patient, another friend, if you will, who was looking for a more immediate solution. They wanted something that worked faster. They're studying for some board exams, and they just wanted, they're doing these long training sessions. So this is great for students as well. If you're studying for a long period of time, 45, 50 minutes, and your brain eventually gets tired, so you take a break, all right? Now, they've shown through the research that the amount that you can memorize, especially if you're studying for an exam, is dependent upon how much acetylcholine is actually there in the receptor during that memorization process, during that brain training, okay? So, like I said, in the context of an exam, or if you're trying to remember something or even recall during an exam or a test, acetylcholine is a great thing to consider. And so that's why we have certain things like the spray deliveries, okay? So this is Acetyl Flow, okay? This is a great solution. Now, this is a spray. It is a sublingual spray delivery, okay? So this bypasses gut digestion. It goes straight into circulation sublingually, and it really works on the brain pathways as well to increase the acetylcholine concentration and volume inside of the brain, okay? So those were the main two solutions. And then again, guys, always going back to artful spinal chiropractic adjustments. During my board exams for a chiropractic graduate school, I would always get adjusted while I was studying, right before the exam as well. It just really helps calm down the body, calm down the nerves, and this also improves vagus nerve function, those spinal adjustments, okay? So again, the whole model here at the practice are those artful spinal chiropractic adjustments paired with, in conjunction with, that lifestyle nutritional medicine, and leveraging the benefits and value of those two things together really gets people incredible results. So that's what I wanted to communicate to you guys today. This Thursday training has been all about training your brain. If you guys are joining us live or even on the replay, drop some questions in the comments below. I will post some links below this video once we're done here with some more information for you guys. Possibly if you want to try some of these things out, we do offer shipping on everything that we have here at the nutritional pharmacy in the clinic. Or if you guys are local, you're more than welcome to stop by and pick some of these things up at your leisure, at your convenience, and even pair that with a great chiropractic adjustment as well. So I hope this has been valuable for you guys on our training Thursdays. Again, we do this every Thursday, kind of in this noon to 2 p.m. hour. I try to do it at 1 o'clock, but sometimes things get a little juggled up here. I hope you guys are enjoying this great uplifting sunshine that we're having in Southeast Michigan here this morning. And I hope you guys have a great day. Thanks again. We'll talk to you soon.